Hi, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz here, joined with the meteorologist extraordinaire, Michael Behrens. Michael, you've done a lot of talking. Your voice is a little rough, but you're going strong today, right?
Yeah, the voice hasn't made it through to today. I got lots of messages after the live stream saying, man, he sounds like he's about to die up there. But I mean,
No.
a lot of people wanting me to try different remedies or whatever. But
Yeah.
I trust me, I don't actually feel as bad as I sound. I feel pretty good. But the voice did not come to play today.
That's
We're
all right.
waiting on the snow out there to come and play for the
That's
rest
all
of
right.
us.
As long as your mental faculties you got with up here and you can help us get through the forecast. You've been watching this storm, even though you're off last week. We were communicating and watching it come. I just checked outside literally 2 months ago, finally getting some snow here in Franklin County. We watched that snow all day. You've been monitoring this since you came in yesterday afternoon. Talk about some of the things that might be out of the gates. It's still a little surprising, or things that might be on track.
Yeah, so really, if you look at the radar, the timing with the snowfall that we've seen so far has been pretty much on track. But what hasn't happened, at least until recently here in Franklin County, is a lot of the snow hasn't been reaching the ground.
Yep.
And what we've been looking at is really just a layer of dry air evaporating those snowflakes. People don't think of snow as being able to evaporate, but snow can evaporate, and it hits that dry air, and we just got to get through that for the snow to hit ground level. But some of those southern counties, it's already been snowing, and they're already seeing traffic impacts.
We talked about that lowest air, and to kind of break it down for you, it wasn't really until that snowfall kind of saturated the lowest 1,000 or 2,000 feet that we saw that snow coming down. That happened much earlier in the afternoon. I thought it might be here around Franklin County a little earlier, around dark. It's now about 9 o'clock, so 8, 9 o'clock, so not that far off. So the timing, I think, is still pretty much on par with what we thought about, and the impact, I think, is still what we're going to talk about as well going through. So we're going to break it down for you. I'm going to go through the radar scan and kind of bring people up to speed. Then we'll turn it back over to you. We also encourage you to go to our Facebook page, and the phone number, too, is at the bottom of the screen. We'll get you that, 614-460-3345. We will be as efficient as possible in getting your messages, or looking at your messages on that number and through Facebook Live. So take a look at the radar scan for us. If we can go to weather backup, that does show the temperatures for us first. That's showing temperatures everywhere below freezing. The other thing, Michael, we've talked about is not just the air temperature, but the ground temperature. We'll talk about that in a minute, too. Everybody below freezing. So that means that there'll be mainly a light, finer snow for the short term, and it's going to be one of those that will come down and accumulate fairly rapidly once that snow begins in earnest. So just about everywhere, about 5 or 10 degrees below freezing, and that's the way we're pretty much going to stay for the next several hours. Now, in terms of the radar scan, it looks like it is snowing all the way up to Delaware, Marysville, and Mount Vernon, but I drove in a couple of hours ago from Delaware County, and it was not snowing at the time. So the radar, just a little bit misleading. It is precipitating, but probably 2,000 or 3,000 feet above your head in Delaware and Marysville and in Bellefontaine. You do see a little bit of a darker blue or purple right along I-70, London toward Columbus, and over toward the east, right around 40, and toward Newark and Buckeye Lake, and then further off toward the south. If we expand that just a bit, you clearly see the areas we're talking about. It's subtle, but if you look closely, you see those differences in the color. That band right along that west to east band along 70, down around Circleville, then southwest toward Washington Courthouse and toward Chillicothe. You'll also notice there's not a whole lot in terms of let up behind, so we're looking at the wave number 1 of a lot in the way of accumulating snow coming in later on tonight and then into tomorrow. As we look at the conditions right now across the area, a couple of live looks. These top two are in Franklin County. That's the I-70, 1-270 split on the southwest side, and then this is I-70 at 42 heading west of town. Both of those, literally in the past 60 to 90 minutes, have become snow covered, whereas about 7 to 8 o'clock they were not. And then further off toward the south, this is US 35 at 62, and then this is 71 at 38. Those areas you can see are snow covered. I haven't seen a plow going by in a while. They might be kind of biding their time and waiting, but those areas south of 70, south of Franklin County, have been getting the snow, but even areas right now in and around Franklin County are getting that snow. The other thing we're watching, and this shows you two things. Where we're seeing that green, that's the traffic flow. We expect that to be moving at this late hour. Not a lot of people out, so that's moving fine. What we are noticing is the areas where it's been snowing, we're seeing the yellow and the orange. That simply means that traffic is slowing down considerably, as we would expect where it's been snowing for a couple of hours. The other thing, these numbers on here, that's the pavement temperature. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's important for two reasons. One, because they're below freezing. Saw that snow sticking pretty easily on a lot of the area roadways and the interstates, but it also means with temperatures in the 20s to around 30 degrees for the surface temperature, that the salt and the chemicals that the crews will put down will be effective. We're not talking about extremely cold temperatures where that might lose a little effectiveness, so that's good news. So putting it together in the 10 weather impact for you through tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. The snow and the wind is going to be with us, and that's something we're watching. So what are you going to be waking up to? Generally speaking, we talked about last week being ready, the snow brushes, the brooms, the shovels, and probably the plows for many. We are literally cutting Franklin County in thirds. Northern parts of Franklin County and areas to the north, possible plowable snow in excess of 3 to 4 inches. That becomes a much higher likelihood all the way from Interstate 70 and Columbus down to the Ohio River. So we're going to watch that kind of evolve over time. And one thing we're going to watch are the temperatures too. They are going to stay below freezing. So the snow that does come down is going to stick. We'll talk a bit more. We're going to be on this stream for quite a while about the longer lingering impacts of this storm and that it's going to have on our local weather for the rest of the week. But send your questions on our Facebook page or text them to 614-460-3345. So let's turn it back over to Michael. Michael, we've been watching the storm again for the past couple of days. We talked about the snowfall forecast that we put out late Friday night, and then you updated yesterday. Are we seeing some subtle changes with that? And kind of which way do you see things kind of leaning in the short term?
Short term, maybe a little bit of subtle change to some of those higher numbers. We might shift those a little bit further to the south, but there's still a lot of time for snow to fall tonight. As you said, Jerry, we weren't really expecting the heaviest snow to get here until after 8 o'clock. So it didn't start snowing at the studios here in Columbus until right about 9. So not too far off of that timeline, but enough that we may push some of those numbers around just a little bit. I'll show you the view here of the tower cam outside 10 TV studios. This is where, again, like you were saying, that snow starting to come down at this hour, but overall not as heavy as it could be across the region. If we can switch over to backup for that view there of that camera, or main for the view there of that camera, I believe. It looks like, oh, that might have been me. I might have hit the button there. Let me go back to where our camera goes. There we go. That's the view I was looking for. We'll forgive Kyle for that one. That was me. As far as what we're looking at there outside right now, again, that snow is coming down here across Columbus. The view of downtown being obscured as those flakes finally reach us here at ground level. Like we said, the dry air has been a little hard to overcome. That may have some impact on our final totals, but overall, I don't think it's really going to drastically change the picture of what we were looking at, because here in Franklin County, we're not under the heaviest potential impacts from this system. We do have winter weather advisories for Franklin County all the way up into Kenton, out toward Springfield, out toward Coshocton. These are the areas where we're expecting to see impacts, likely plowable snow, but not going to be as heavy as those further south counties. That's where the snow has already been coming down in some spots for several hours. We've seen reports of several inches of snowfall from a number of counties down to the south. They're under winter storm warnings for this system, and it's not just the snow that they're expecting down there, down toward Pike County, Ross County, up toward Wellston, over to Benton and Athens. They could get a little bit of ice on top of this, and really ice is much worse than the snow. Even if it doesn't cause the worst impacts, it could certainly add a glaze on top of everything and make it just that much more dangerous for drivers out there tonight and tomorrow morning. Speaking of the snowfall, again, timeline here, the snow just now starting to make its way up across I-70 here in Franklin County. Heaviest snow still falling to the south. We expect this to continue as we head between now and midnight tonight. Snow will continue into the overnight hours. We're seeing decent snow bands pushing through the overnight hours tonight into the early part of your Monday morning. The early AM commute going to be a slow one out there, especially in Franklin County and areas to the south. For those of you that lived around Columbus for long, it doesn't take much bad weather to slow that morning commute down. A little bit of rain will do it. So the snow that we're expecting tonight definitely going to cause impacts for that drive tomorrow. Those southern counties, I would expect to see numerous school closings across the southern counties because we're expecting, again, that heavier snowfall. Here about 7 a.m., down bottom side of your screen, you see that little bit of pink mix. That's that risk for some sleet, maybe some freezing rain overnight. Again, I think that's going to stay mostly south of, say, a line right about here. Areas south of that could get a better chance for icing. I'm not going to say that we won't see a little bit of freezing drizzle elsewhere across central Ohio. I just don't think it's going to be enough to be a major player in terms of the impacts tomorrow. The snow is going to do that enough. As we get toward the late morning into the midday, northern counties, look at you guys. You guys are pretty much starting to wrap up by this point. I would not expect to see much additional snow added north of I-70 beyond the late morning tomorrow. By the time we get to the midday, you guys are mostly dry. Southern counties, you've still got more to go through. That's part of the reason your snow totals are so much higher than areas further to the north. It's because we have additional rounds of snow that'll start to pick up in the midday, continue into the afternoon. Again, this could be still some heavier snow coming down into the afternoon and evening before we wrap it up. By the time we get past sundown, though, we're pretty much done with the snowfall. We still see some cloud cover, some flurries out there. But in terms of accumulating snow, we're done once we get to tomorrow evening. But the southern counties, again, have more snow to get through. When it comes to the snowfall forecast, again, here across central Ohio, Jerry, if you want to drag that scrubber back just a little bit so we get those numbers back onto this particular map here. There we go. Again, we're talking moving some of those numbers just a little bit further to the south. I mean, I think we're still going to be fairly close to that 4-inch range here in Columbus, but we were talking about how tight the gradient was in the past couple of streams. If you've been watching us, that tight gradient, any movement causes a change. And you can see some of those darker blues that used to be in Franklin County earlier tonight are now a little bit further to the south. We do still have, again, plenty of snow to get through. So don't expect the snow to not hit across the region. The snow is coming. But like we were saying, we did adjust the latest runs down a little bit further to the south. This doesn't significantly change the forecast for a good portion of the 10 TV viewing area. Southern counties, you guys are pretty much all still in the 7 to 10-inch range. Still expecting to see some of those higher snowfall totals come into your region, possibly even over 10 inches. You'll note that 4 to 7 range has pushed its way a little bit further south with the possibility of seeing some lighter snow totals, especially across northern portions of Franklin County. Once you get up into Delaware County, it falls into that 2 to 4-inch range. Again, might be trending a little bit closer to the lower side of that as of right now. And again, didn't really change the forecast for you guys up north. We were never expecting it to be a big storm up in Bucyrus, Mansfield, places like that. That's still the case. Snowfall impacts to the north remain in the more minimal category. Again, though, I-70 in south is the thing we've been talking about ever since we started forecasting the storm. That was going to be the major impact zone, and that is still going to be the major impact zone. Expect a very slow morning commute tomorrow as snow totals come across the region. When it comes to those weather impacts, again, the things we're looking at across the region tonight and into Monday, snow and winds. It's not just going to be the snow. It's going to be the wind that comes with it that makes things challenging out there, especially for tomorrow. We're talking about gusty winds, 25 to 30 miles per hour. These winds are going to be coming mostly from the north. That means we're going to be blowing snow back over those east-west routes. Those are going to be the ones to especially watch out for when it comes to drifting snow throughout the day. Most of this will fall as snow, but again, some of that icing remains possible to the south. And then once we get beyond this storm, don't expect the snow to go anywhere as we head through this week. We are talking a bitter cold forecast, temperatures that stay below freezing for essentially the entirety of the next 7 days. I want to show you the latest ice models out there. Again, really haven't seen much change in these numbers. Again, not going to rule out a little bit of mix in there up north of the southern counties, but those are not the ones to watch for. Notice down toward Piketon showing a higher number than we've seen on many of these runs right now, still in that 0.05 to 0.1 range. It's those southern counties, Piketon, Jackson, MacArthur, Chillicothe, Athens. You've heard me talk about it. The models here are not putting any numbers for you guys, but you're close enough to that region that I would be watching for some ice as we head through tonight. Certainly going to be a possibility between now and tomorrow morning. Let's talk about the winds real quick as we head into tomorrow. Here's Monday morning. Look at those wind gusts. We are out there in the 20s to 30s. The snow that falls, the snow that's still falling by this point, going to be blown around. It's going to drift, especially, again, those east-west roads. Watch out on places along 70, even along 71, especially as you head into some of that heavier snow down towards Cincinnati. You're going to come across areas where we are seeing those drifting snow conditions. Like we said, Jerry, there may be some small changes to the forecast.
Yeah.
But overall, I don't think it's going to change most of the impacts.
No, I think the impacts, and the other thing too is, and we're not backpedaling, but the reality is, as Michael said, that the storm this kind of storm is going to have a very sharp gradient. And that simply means even within Franklin County that we're going to see perhaps 2 or 3 inches in the north, 4, 5, 6 inches across the south. That's just one county. The point I'm trying to make is that from your impact at home and your travel and your plans for tomorrow's school or work, school starts for everybody tomorrow, whether they like it or not. Those buses might have
It won't
a
be
hard
starting
time.
for some people down
It might
there.
not be. It's from an appreciable difference. There's not that much of a difference between 5 and 6 or 4 and 5 inches of snow. You're going to be plowing and shoveling that. The one thing we want to definitely get to is to take a look at some of the questions that have been coming in. I was trying to keep up and I couldn't because I was scrolling with my left hand. I needed to switch back over, Michael. A lot of folks asking and responding to what we talked about earlier. The onset of the snow. If you joined us Friday evening, and then if you joined us again on yesterday with Michael, you know that we're talking about pretty much a south to north progression this evening and into tonight. And we've been consistent in our messaging that the heaviest snow is going to come after midnight through sunrise tomorrow morning, at midnight till about 6 o'clock window. Some of these specific questions. One, in the terms of level snow, level 3, 2, or 1, for Franklin County, we don't make those calls. So that is a collaborative effort between the county government and the EMA, and a lot of those officials are making those calls, and the transportation folks as well. So just keep that in mind, that plan for the worst and hope for the best, and know if you're a hospital worker, if you're an educator, what your parameters are. Level 3 is a no-go for anybody. Level 2 is, I forget the word, Michael, pertinent employees? It's not pertinent. Necessary.
Yeah.
Is it necessary employees only? We don't want you to get in trouble if you're out and about there. A run to the grocery store is not necessary. You had the past 2 days to do that to get your bread and your milk and your butter. A couple other questions coming in. Start from the top. Is Olentangy going to get canceled? It's a great question. That's not the crystal ball that we're looking at, because I suspect that this is a well-advertised event, and Olentangy is in the northern part of the heavier snow. So you can go and maybe take one of these questions too.
Yeah, I'm looking through the Facebook feed here. I got a lot of people checking in from across Central Ohio. Christian said Bexley's getting started with some of that snow out there. Thanks for that report coming in from you guys. As far as some other reports across the region, scroll through some of these comments. Blake saying Chillicothe, snow, and more snow. It has been snowing in some of those southern counties for a while now. So we've already seen at least some reports out of southern Ohio of 3+ inches from the Weather Service.
Yep.
So that's only going to get added to as we head through the rest of tonight. Don't have a location from Jasmine, but says she's starting to see that snowfall now. Emily checking in, saying on the east side near the airport, starting to see some of that snow come in now as well. So, I mean, like we said, it is starting to pick up across the region. And again, like we had said throughout our forecast here and past several days, we were expecting the heaviest to come after sundown tonight. That's where we're starting to see it pick up.
Yeah, and some of these great opportunities. You see that, again, this camera is this quad box. The top two are in Franklin County, and about 2 hours ago, Michael, there was snow left over from Friday. It wasn't new snow. That's new snow on the roads, traffic moving very cautiously, down to 1 lane in some spots. Those bottom 2 counties are south and west and south of Franklin County, and where it's been snowing for a while, and again, the impacts are the same. You see, traffic is moving, but cautiously. And one thing, if I could put it out there for our viewers, we've been really appreciating the comments that have been coming in through our telephone, that text line. Here's a quick look at the snowfall map, and then we'll get to some of those questions and other items as well. If you could just provide a little bit of information when you send those messages in, that'd be super helpful for us. We got some pictures in here where it's snowing, but I don't know where that is. So, thank you for that, but please just include a little bit of information.
Yeah, make sure with a photo, send your name, send a location. That way we can give you credit for taking the photo. And then let everyone else know where that snow is coming
And this
down as well.
This is a note from Steve Storman Norman from Zanesville. No snow there yet. You are in the northeast part of that storm. I'm going to actually go to weather Kyle, if we can, for just a second, and take a look at the radar there. We're going to move this around to show our friends out in Muskegon County. I mean, that line could not be a whole lot sharper through Lincoln County, right along I-70. Newark, probably a flake. Lancaster, getting consistent snow. Zanesville, right on the edge, and really splitting the county in half. And that has been the case as we look further off toward the north. Not a whole lot going on around Delaware and Mount Vernon and Marion, but the south, with that deeper blue.
Yeah, look at
around
Chillicothe
Washington
where that
Courthouse,
comment
Chillicothe.
came in just
Yeah.
a little bit ago. That is heavy snow on radar.
Yeah. So that's something that we're watching very, very closely. So we do appreciate the comments. Anything else on the Facebook stream there, Michael?
Let's see, a couple people checking in from Marion, Lisa, and Caleb. No snow in their area yet. Guy Allen checking in from Lancaster says they are getting pelted right now with the snow. Let's see, Lancaster, Stephanie checking in saying they got lots of snow coming down. Let's see here. Got Jeff checking in all the way from Connecticut, I think. I don't think there's a Connecticut here.
Is it Connecticut, Ohio? I should know that. That's why we're going to go to the Google in the next 30 seconds to figure that out. About a question from Laurelville. Didn't have a name with this one. We're looking at how much for Laurelville and the southeast areas that's down near the Hocking Hills. If it's been snowing there for a while, that's probably on the 4 to 7 plus range.
Yeah.
And again, it's a very light snow, and the possibility the further south you go of mixing with a little bit of freezing rain or some sleet, which would cut down on amounts, but it would add to the headaches that you're going to get if you're traveling.
Yeah, speaking of the snow, Randall, southern Muskingum County, says it has just started snowing in Blue Rock.
All right, so southern Muskingum County, yes. We'll go over there quickly with the radar scan. Southern part of the county, yes. Zanesville proper, not quite yet. With some of that snow coming back in.
Yeah. Tiffany checking in, by the way, the word we were looking for earlier, essential employees.
Thank you.
Not all employees are necessary.
Yes.
Essential employees, that's the word we're looking for. Thanks for that, Tiffany.
Thank you for that update there. We got a note from Cheyenne, from Warren County, looking at some snow coming down there. Thank you, Cheyenne, for that. Oh, Cheyenne from Washington Courthouse. Sorry. Okay. That's exactly what I was speaking about, Cheyenne. Thank you. Washington Courthouse down in Fayette County. Been snowing there. Some shots out the window. That area, I'm sorry for the staccato movement of the map here. Just bear with us for a second. There's Washington Courthouse, been in the blue. Cheyenne, if you can, if you have a chance safely, either estimate or go out and stick a ruler out in the ground and maybe give us an estimate there. We really just appreciate the feedback. I've not done a lot of these live streams, Michael, and this is an interesting twist on things. The feedback that we're getting, and we're over 1,000 viewers on Facebook and other platforms, that's awesome.
Yeah.
The instant feedback, and we're going to try to get to all of your questions and answers. But while we do that, just to kind of reset, we've been going on now for about 20 minutes. We are still looking at the likelihood from Franklin County southward of a plowable snow.
Yeah.
We're still looking at those areas, 4 to 7 inches, a little bit less to the north, a little bit more to the south. I don't think, for a couple of reasons, that this storm is going to overproduce. We're not talking about a foot. I mean, I'm not going to say a 0% chance, because that just, if I guarantee it would happen, but there's a,
I mean, if it's going to happen anywhere, it's going to happen down
right there,
down in this area.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen on 70. We're not.
No. We're talking about a top end, really, for in and around Franklin County, Columbus, probably that 4 to 6 range. And we said the gradation across the county. You specifically, when we talked about making this map an hour ago, left northern parts in the 2 to 4 range, southern parts in the 7+ range, because of what we just talked about.
I mean, and we got a great question on the last stream. It came in from the Pickerington area, which is, I mean, roughly right in here between some of those heavier totals. And they were asking, as someone that lives on one of these lines, because these impact a lot of people where these lines are, how do you prepare? And unfortunately, there's not a great answer for that.
Yeah.
Because where the lines end up being are the areas of the highest uncertainty. And in effect, the range could be 4 to 10 in these small areas.
Yep.
And you'll see the result anytime you've been out after a big snowstorm. You'll be driving down the road, nothing. Within about a mile or two, ramps up.
Yep.
And that's the thing with snow, is that you'll very quickly, from even sometimes one side of town, go from nothing to the other side of town with multiple inches on the ground.
And the one thing that's more of it's not necessarily, we try to be as numerically precise as possible, but there's a little bit of finesse involved, especially with snow. If you've lived anywhere around here long enough, you'll know that. And we don't just pull these numbers out of thin air. We really try and think about, what's the impact of a 1 or 2 inch snowfall? That's impactful. Versus the impact of shoveling. And then you start getting, and I'm not saying paralyzing snow because it's not going to be that much, not that great of a snowfall, but you really start, really talking about the impacts for days if you get, 6 to 10 inches of snow, whereas much of Franklin County, it's going to be a major inconvenience for Columbus and Point South tomorrow for about a day. And then it should kind of ease up a little bit. We'll catch our breath tomorrow night and then into Tuesday. Should pretty much be back to normal.
Yeah, and then the other thing to consider with Franklin County especially, even on a good morning commute, it's a slow one out there. As soon as the traffic volume picks up, you put a little bit of rain on it, major impacts some mornings. You put some snow on it, several inches of snow, blow it around.
Yeah.
That's a problem out there.
And you talked about something, and then we'll get to a few more questions, and we'll take a look at the future cast in a moment. The winds tomorrow. There's a couple of things about this storm that we know. One, it's going to snow. It's going to accumulate. It's going to be very windy, and it's going to stay below freezing. We're not talking about a storm that is going to bring a lot of warmer air to the surface in here. And the problem is going to be, quite simply, the road crews, they've got a plan. Right? Whether it's a locality, whether it's a county or the state, they have a plan and they're going to execute that plan. But what they can't control is Mother Nature, and that snow is going to be relatively light with temperatures in the 20s. So we get those winds gusting late morning through the middle part of the afternoon tomorrow, and that snow on a road that might have been cleared and even treated is going to be impassable or very difficult to travel on even an hour or two after it's been treated. So I think the road crews are going to do their level best, but they're going to be playing catch up sometimes pretty much through the entire day tomorrow, even after the accumulating snow stops.
Yeah, if we can take the split view here with the Weather 1. I'll show you the wind map across the region.
Yeah.
This one, we're expecting to see winds out there gusting. This is 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, right in the middle of the commute, 25 to 30 miles per hour. And the thing with these winds is these winds are going to be coming down mostly north to south across central Ohio. So, I mean, look at the types of impacts that puts us under. I mean, those winds are blowing across I-70. They're blowing across 71 in most locations, not to mention your major east-west just travel roads that aren't highways. That's going to be an impact, especially on those east-west roads.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and it's one that's subtle. It's like, if you think about it, a lot of the roads, fortunately, in central Ohio go north, south, east, west. Those east-west roads, especially the secondary or tertiary roads, and it also leads in. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. We're trying to forecast, things about school delays and snow levels. That's not the business that we're in. But as you get out onto the secondary roads or the county roads, that is just going to compound those issues with those northerly winds crossing those east-west roads. We're talking about 104, we're talking about 70 and 40, 50 down to the south, and as well as I do, a lot of those east-west thoroughfares are going to be problematic. We're not talking about just due east-west, but that northerly wind is going to just cover that, and that's going to be a problem.
I just saw a comment come across our Facebook feed there from Angela. Now my new favorite comment of the night. She said that predictions are so that you're prepared for the worst. Yeah. And I like that comment because the worst thing you can do with bad weather is be unprepared for it, because that's when the impacts hit you just that much harder.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you were expecting 6 inches of snow and you only got 4, that doesn't matter. You still have impacts there. And it's still something that if you had not prepared would have impacted you that much worse. And part of the reason you can handle it better is because you had prepared.
Because you're ready, yeah. And it's not just about being ready, whether it's the groceries or whether it's the car. This storm has been well advertised for the better part of a week, Michael, and so hopefully we've been giving you the information that you need to make those plans. We can go to Weather 2 for a second. I just wanted to give the latest forecast information in terms of the model runs. And there's things that we rely on to help show you and help plan and make that forecast coming up on about 30 minutes of the stream. And then after we do this, we'll get to, we'll go speed around with some of the questions, Michael, and then we're going to peel off and get ready for the 11 o'clock news.
Live stream is still in water.
Yeah, that's okay. Just don't get on the microphone. It's going to come out of your pay. Michael. All right, so we're looking hour by hour. Thanks for the split screen there, Kyle. You do see that very, very sharp cutoff from Columbus northward. We're going to go to about midnight tonight, and you do see a consistent area of the darker blue from Columbus south and eastward. That's midnight tonight. You do see a little bit of dry air coming back in from the west, but that fills back in. The storm really gets going after midnight and then pushes that snow further north toward Marion, Mount Gilead, and Kenton, Mount Vernon, Coshocton. 2 o'clock in the morning, just about everybody getting light to moderate snow at times. And as we go through, we're going to just speed it up a little bit here Not to make anybody dizzy, but we're going to get to 5 o'clock in the morning and notice that area, the dry air trying to work back in. That's when we'll see a bit more of some snow shower activity from Delaware north and west, but still it's been snowing for hours. Washington Courthouse, Circleville, Lancaster, New Lexington, Logan, and we're not seeing a lot of hint about mixing in there. And then we get to sunrise tomorrow morning, which is just before 8 o'clock, and this is what the landscape looks like. And one thing we talked about, and he forecast snow in the Midwest for a while, on the back edge of these storms, we call it a deformation zone, and the model doesn't quite go out that far, but maybe explain a little bit about what people could expect to see after 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we get on the back edge of these systems, and they kind of come with that like secondary punch of snowfall sometimes. And I think that's what we're going to end up seeing tomorrow, especially south of I-70 as that low pushes by. We're expecting, again, that snow to ramp up for a second burst of accumulation. Again, those southern counties where we highlighted consistently, they're under the warnings. They're the ones that have the highest snowfall forecast.
Yep.
And there's a reason for that. It's not just because it started snowing there first. It's because it's going to snow there last.
Yeah, they're going to see the persistent upwards of 12 hours of snow.
Yeah, and I want to show the viewers at home another thing real quick. If we can take one, we started this broadcast 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
It started snowing roughly about that time. Most of Franklin County was green when you showed this map the first time. It was only the southern side. Now we're starting to see oranges, yellows, basically everything slowing down on the highways here in Franklin County, even at a time period when there's not much traffic. You're not slowing down because you're backed up. You're slowing down because it's slippery, and you're doing the safe thing and driving for conditions.
That's a great perspective.
And it's all sticking, because look at those road temperatures. We are in the sub 30s. This is not going to melt on contact. This is going to stick. Every bit of it's going to stick. And even the treated surfaces will be a little bit tricky as the temperatures continue to stay cold tonight. Heading over just a little bit to Fairfield County, road temperatures there 20 degrees along US 33, seeing those oranges and yellows as well. And
that's not good.
That's not looking good. Heading out 71 toward Wilmington, North Washington Courthouse, we've now got the oranges. I thought I saw some red in there for a second. We'll slide just a little bit closer towards Cincinnati. That's going to be, if your morning commute takes you that way, that's going to be a big problem tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So the speed round, we got 7 minutes to go in the period. So let's just go through these, Michael, and fire them off and then wrap up. And we've got to roll our sleeves up and get ready for the 11 o'clock news. This is easily it's an image showing in of a ruler. Thank you, 4.5 inches. That is from Hocking County in Laurelville. So that's verified there. Thank you. I didn't see a name on that. Sorry about that. Thank you for that update there. Not a single flake in Newark as of yet. And yes, that's probably going to get some snow after midnight tonight. West of Piketon, it's been snowing in Jasper. That's Pike County. They've got a ruler in the ground there. That's 3.5 inches. Pike County, so verified there. And remember, that area, Laurelville, they're going to continue to see snow for hours. As you said, they're see it first, they're going to see it last, and that's going to continue. Let's look at, wonder what the conditions are southwest of Columbus, the emergency level in Franklin County. I don't have a beat on that right now, Michael, for
let me
Franklin County. For Franklin. Lancaster, Fairfield County, how much snow we're going to get. Canal, Winchester, and Logan. That is in the 4 to 7 range. And I want to, we're talking 4 to 7 range storm total. That's through the entire night and the entire day tomorrow. But we want to break it down for you and what makes sense to you. And that is what we're going to see between now and tomorrow morning and then beyond with that second wave of some snow in the southern half of the viewing area. So by tomorrow morning, again, already seeing in some spots 2 to 4 inches of snow. Upwards of that is likely by tomorrow morning. So do you have a snow level for a couple key counties? Want to read them off?
Franklin County, no emergency yet, but I will tell you the emergencies we do have. Athens County, level 2 emergency. That means necessary travel only for you guys. Fairfield County is at a level 1, so is Guernsey and Morgan, Perry, Pike. Now, Pike upgraded to a level 3. Yep. That's the first level 3 I recall seeing so far tonight. So if you're listening in Pike County, your travel is restricted at this point. If you're on the roads, you could face penalty from law enforcement for driving in Pike County right now.
Emergencies only.
Emergencies only, emergency employees only. Down in Pike County. Scioto Ross up to level 2, Hocking Fayette also at level 2.
Level 2. And Michael, just a quick, that's the 10tv.com closings.
Yes.
Go to the
10tv.com/closings.
Yeah,
That's the place
easy.
to go.
School closings and those delays. Sorry, we had apologizing to our friends in Berlin. I know you got to go to bed soon. When's the snow coming down there? That's probably after midnight in southern Delaware County around Berlin. Show a close-up of radar around Pataska to Buckeye Lake. Not a whole lot going on there. You can see that behind us. Not a single flake here in Newark. It's coming. We've got some great content coming in. Thank you, Angel. The report from Hocking County and Laurelville. Timing on the winds in the southern counties. Everybody is going to get really windy tomorrow, mid-morning through the end of the day. Wind gusts 25, 30 miles an hour plus. So even after it stops snowing in the afternoon, the winds are going to be a problem. Wind chills will be in the teens, if not lower. And as we go through the next several days, it's going to be bitter cold. Nothing in Pickerington yet. It's coming soon. Pickerington on the southern part of that. If it's not snowing there, it should be snowing lightly very, very soon in Pickerington, the southeastern parts of Franklin County and northwest parts of Fairfield County. Jackson County, an update also a level 3. Thank you for the update there. I probably didn't get to all these questions, but we're running a little short on time.
Yeah.
OU students, Athens, they're getting the snow, and it's going to continue there. Athens County. I don't know off the top of my head what snow level they're under right now, but it's going to get worse.
Athens was under a level 2.
Athens 2. It's going to get worse there before it gets better in Athens County. Is it okay to leave your car's engine? Wait. Is it okay to leave? I'm not sure I understand this question.
It's okay.
Leave your
Docks? I think you meant cars.
engine running.
I mean, I wouldn't really do it particularly. I don't
No,
think we're going to be cold enough. That's a thing they do far, far north where you have the risk of like fuels gelling.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be cold, but we're not
Not going to be that cold. Yeah, not safe to do that. So while you're looking at a couple of those questions, Mike, we're coming up on about 2 minutes left to go. The shot again, the top 2 cameras are from Franklin County. The bottom 2 are southwest and southeast of Franklin County. On the southeastern camera there, I can't even see that with my trifocals. That see, it looks like an emergency vehicle or a snow plow there. That's 71 at 38. Kind of leading the way there, snow plow there, traffic moving slowly. And as you mentioned, 30 minutes ago, those top 2 cameras did not have any snow coming down, but they now do, and the traffic is being impacted.
Yeah, and we're getting several more reports from you guys at home as well. Melissa's saying about 1.5, 2 in Gloucester, Ohio. Got another report, probably about the same range from Stephanie, 1.5, 2 in Lancaster. As of now, and again, it hasn't snowed in Lancaster for that long, so this is coming down quickly for you guys. Pike County, Lucasville, Dina says they've got 5 inches as well out of the system by now. Like I said, we're running up close to the end here as far as our time slot goes, so I want to recap people on where we are right now and what the forecast is. We'll take Weather 1 here. And show you that latest radar. The snow pushing in across central Ohio. Areas, I would say, north of here, I don't think you can see that very well. North of there would have more sporadic snow, a lot of it not reaching the ground. South of that line, now pretty much most of the snow reaching the ground level, including here in Columbus, where you see the snow coming down right now. The winter alerts remain unchanged from earlier. Winter storm warnings to the south, advisories further to the north. Heaviest snow, heaviest impacts, like we've been saying all weekend, all week, going to be I-70 and south. The snow going to continue to stay heavy as we head into this evening and the rest of tonight. Expect to see possible some icing down toward Pike County. Again, they've already got that level 3 emergency in place. That means central emergency travel only down there by force of law. We see a little bit of a break as we head into the early morning. We ramp back up as we head into the later morning and the afternoon across the region. I'll put the snow totals map up one more time for you again here as well. So southern counties, heaviest totals. This band here along I-70, that's tight. That's where we're going to see a lot of movement in that range, but we're going to be breaking it down here for you all night long. Jerry's in for the 11 with me tonight as well. You can watch us on 10 TV Plus, on the air, and of course back here tomorrow morning with 10 TV This Morning.
Yeah, we have team coverage tomorrow morning too. So have a good night. We'll see you at 11 o'clock on 10 TV.